Hello everyone. We're going through houses, slowly. I'm putting a video, a couple of videos a week, and then we'll talk about the planets and the star signs, etc. And that's a slow start. That's just learning the basics. So I thought I'll put one more complex video, like a technique that I've been seeing that I've been using on charts, and it's pretty accurate. This is for the more advanced astrology students, I guess. So today we're going to learn about what house you're activating in or for your spouse, I guess. So for a man's chart, you look at the Venus from the moon, and for a woman's chart, you look at the Mars from the moon. And this technique is not out on the internet. It's actually something I learned from my time with a couple of astrologers and also or at least I haven't seen a video like this. And look, you can easily find your chart online. You just need your birthday, birth time, and place of birth. Just write in Google, Vedic astrology chart or something, and you'll find many websites that will allow you to, I guess, prepare it. Like they'll just prepare the chart for you. So yeah, let's say you're a man and you got married, and in your chart, the Venus is sitting in the third house, and say your moon is sitting in the 11th house, for example. Then what that means is your Venus is fifth from the moon, from your moon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So always remember, counting always starts in the house itself and then increases counterclockwise. So if that's the case, then because it's fifth from your moon, you are activating your spouse, your wife's fifth house. Okay, so let's learn about Venus or Mars from the moon, I guess. And again, as mentioned, if you're a man, you look at your Venus. If you're a woman, you look at the Mars for your husband's activation. So when I say Venus or Mars, again, just keep that in mind, that if you're a man, Venus; if you're a woman, Mars. So okay, now say your Venus or Mars is sitting in is sitting with the moon. So in that case, it's just one house from the moon. I guess you can say that the house that gets activated is the first house. So what that means is, again, say your husband and your Venus is sitting in or with the moon, then your wife's personality will increase. And that's basically the first house. There's not too much to it. Actually, her personality will definitely increase. And first house actually, the Lagna, which is a very important house. So it increases the personality, but it increases it makes the whole Kundli better as well in that sense. But the main thing you'll see is that her personality will increase, and vice versa. If Mars is with Moon in a female's chart, then the husband's personality will increase. Now, say the Venus or Mars goes second from the Moon, then this is a very good combination for an increase in wealth, or an increase in family as well. So I was reading a chart and of a woman, and the Mars was second from the moon. So I said, okay, after marriage, your husband's wealth might have increased. And she said yes, but not like it wasn't a massive change or anything. So I started to wonder, okay, because this technique normally works. I was like, okay, I started to wonder. And then I asked, did you guys have a child very early? And she said yes. So her family increased. So that's why it's pretty important to know what the houses mean as well. And I obviously know that second house means family as well, but my first instinct was wealth increase or something. So yeah, then I said, so that basically your family increase, and she said yes. So that's basically it. Like if your Venus or Mars is second from your moon, then either your wealth or your partner's wealth has increased, or your partner's family has increased. The speech has gotten better, the food habits maybe got better. And now let's go to Venus or Mars is third from the moon. Then what happens? In that case, you could probably leave your city after marriage. I'm not saying international, I'm saying national. So, say you're living in Sydney, you have to move to Brisbane, for example. So that's basically third from the moon. And what else? I mean, your partner's communication might have increased as well. He it might or not, and maybe not even moving cities, but then his hard work has increased. Like he's now actually say he was working like in a work from home job, but now he actually got a job where he has to go in 3 or 4 times a day. Like his hard work and parakram based, like his hard work has increased in that sense. His short travels has increased. His or her, again, sorry, keep that in mind. But yeah, if the Mars or Venus goes fourth from the moon, in that case, again, that's a good placement, because that would mean that your spouse's comforts or happiness or properties might have increased as well. I actually did have a chart where I said, well, this was the case, and this was a man's chart, and the Venus was fourth from the moon. So I said, did you guys buy a property after marriage? And he said, yeah, it was within 12 months. And I was like, yeah, that probably satisfies this rule, I guess. Like, I'm not saying, again, timing, look, probably give it 12 to 8, between 12 months, or like before 12 months, I would say that this technique should really, it should activate that house for that 12 months, I guess you can say. Now, say the Venus or Mars has gone fifth from the moon. That would mean, again, that could again mean a number of things, but unfortunately, I have that. My Venus is fifth from my moon, so my wife, her education had to go up. Unfortunately, she started doing CA after we got married. So yeah, she still blames me for that. But yeah, it could mean, your spouse's higher education, they go take another course or something. It could mean just entertainment or skills from past life can get activated as well. So what else? Oh, fifth house, obviously children, so maybe again you have a child very quickly after marriage. So yeah, that's the fifth from the moon. If it goes sixth from the moon, if Mars or Venus goes sixth from the moon, this is a bit, it's I wouldn't say it's bad, but yeah, it could mean health issues. It could mean higher debts. It could mean more enemies, because the sixth house is a bad house, so that gets activated. But I have seen it in people's charts, and it's a good thing if your debt increases. I guess it could be taking debt for properties, for example. So it can be good and bad, but it would definitely activate. And I've seen people who've got health issues as well. Or sixth house is also court cases, so maybe a court case comes in. So yeah, sixth from the moon is unfortunate, bit of a bad placement. But again, and that's what astrology is. If you have that placement, I would probably recommend that you take debt, or you take a credit card, just like revolving debt. So you can't change destinies. What's going to happen is going to happen. Your sixth house is going to get activated, but you control what you activate. Sorry, I got a storage full notification, so the video then stopped, so I had to delete a few videos. But yeah, I'm back. So yeah, where were we? Venus and Mars sixth from the moon. So as I said, that's a bad combination. And yeah, we were at the remedy part, right, where you take a credit card, for example, which is a revolving debt. So you're satisfying that, I guess, the sixth house is going to get activated, but you're satisfying, how you activate it, I guess. So another thing you could do is do voluntary work, like seva in a temple or a church or wherever. That also nullifies the negative effects of the sixth house being activated. And that's what astrology is, right? Like, again, as I'm saying, you can't change destinies, you can't change what's going to get activated. It's going to get activated, but you control it, basically. What next? Mars and Venus seventh from the moon, or Mars or Venus seventh from the moon. Seventh house is basically just your marriage. So pretty in that sense, there are lesser predictions to make in that sense. But yeah, one thing that I have seen is a business partnership being started after marriage. So that is one thing you can definitely ask if you see this combination, and most likely you will get the answer that yeah, we did at some level we've done a partnership. Could be that they've together gone in and bought the property, so that could be it as well. Seventh house could even show rise in career in like a Bhavat Bhavam concept or something like that. But anyway, I mean, you can even ask that if you want, but that's that. If Mars or Venus goes eighth from the moon, that would mean, again, that's a bad combination. It could mean the eighth house is a mysterious house, like it's a house of pain and transformation and all of that. So you can always ask that, after marriage, there's been some massive transformation in the spouse's life. Some sort of an accident, maybe major health disease, maybe. So that's unfortunately a bit of a bad combination to have. But I mean, again, transformations could be good as well. It could even be winning the lottery. So again, every house has positives and negatives, but there are some houses that has more negatives than positives. That's the unfortunate truth. But yeah, that could mean, again, yeah, winning the lottery. I mean, obviously that's very unlikely, but that could be there as well. It could, in some cases, even mean that you move in with your in-laws, for example. So that could be there as well. If Mars or Venus goes ninth from the moon, that's a very healthy combination to have. It just means bhagyo, they what say, so that's just your destiny starts to do well. Like your destiny is getting better in that sense. Your luck's getting better. So if that happens, then yeah, overall in general, life becomes better. You go that next step in your life, I guess. Your spiritual beliefs could grow as well. Not spiritual, sorry, religious beliefs could grow as well with that combination. What else? 10th. So yeah, if Mars and Venus is 10th from the moon, that could mean a rise in career. It could mean a rise in status. It could mean a rise in fame. So yeah, all of that could be seen from that combination. So sorry, not and remember this, not yours, it's your spouse's rise in career or status or fame. So yeah, that's 10th from the moon. Now 11th from the moon. So if Mars or Venus goes 11th from the moon, that would be either rise in income or a rise in social networks, more friendships, and yeah, basically stuff like that. That's your 11th house. If Mars or Venus goes 12th from the moon, that would be that's again, it's a good / bad combination. The downsides of it could be that your expenses increase. Your maybe if you're running a business, your losses would get activated. Sleep issues, for example. But the good side is maybe your investments increase, or you move move international, I guess. So you leave your country and go to some international country. That could be the 12th house as well. You start to invest more. I think I said that. So yeah, that's basically Mars or Venus from the moon, and I've read many charts, and this works. So if you're in that intermediate level of astrology, try this. Like if you're reading charts of friends or families, then try this, because I've seen a lot of success in this technique, and it freaks the other person out. Oh, okay, that is actually what has happened. So yeah, definitely try this. Again, I will keep randomly putting out techniques like this, because I don't want to just go, like, obviously I'm teaching the basics. I'm going to start there, and because I want to kind of help everyone get into astrology, so I'm going to definitely start from the basics and then move to these techniques. But just here and there, slip one of these in as well. So yeah, stay tuned. I will keep posting more videos in the coming days. Thank you.